You said, I was expecting you to turn around and say that what surprised you the most was actually having a shit on the mountain.
Oh, if you want to talk about that, we, do you know what, bro? Going back to the first day night then.
Yeah.
So the following day, it was the chemical toilet.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up, actually. Mate, you know how hygienic, you know how I like to be clean and everything has to be perfect. Oh, my God. But you got to go. You know, the weirdest thing is, you'd go out, you'd want to use a toilet, go for a wee in the middle of the night. I'm not young anymore, so I've got to go for a wee in the middle of the night. And you'd get out, and people will be in there with their head torches on, using the toilet, and you just see the silhouette. But it was difficult, man. That first night was so difficult. Or that first morning, sorry, I should say, using the toilet. I mean, things would come like they looked after us hot bucket of really hot water. But bruv, I kid you not, second night and third night, mate, it was just, I got to go for a shit.
You know what? And I think that's the reason why I don't think I could do something like that. Because I'm just like you, right? Just as hygiene. I mean, I don't even poo in public toilets, right? Let alone sleeping, camping or pooing frigging on a mountain. I mean, you know what? But it's amazing what it resorts to, right? When you're going on this adventure, the things that you need to do. I bet that surprised, again, the mountain, surprised you anyway, but things would have surprised you as a person.
Yeah.
Things that you thought you'll never do.
Yeah. So, if you've twisted the question in that direction, right? And if we move away from the mountain itself and that geography of that, or topography as they call it, if you look at my own personal achievements, is that what surprised me was, right, I could use a toilet. And let's be honest, right, you're eating a lot of food that, and I'm sorry to give so much away, and I'm not trying to be disgusting on this podcast, but you eat the food you eat is what you excrete, right?
Yeah.
And it was very much like you had to eat. I surprised myself that I was able to use a toilet. I surprised myself that I was using a chemical toilet pumping. Man, I don't really want to go into too much detail. And using it and being okay using it and having a bucket of hot water just to wash my hands or wash my face in. And honestly, not showering. I surprised myself that I didn't shower for 6 days.
Yeah.
I flannel washed. Brush my teeth, you know how long I take, and surprised myself that I was capable of removing myself from the luxuries we have and what we take for granted in this country, and putting myself in a situation where you survive. Could I do it again? 100%.
Tell me about the Sherpas. That's how you pronounce, right? Sherpa?
Yeah.
Tell me,
the guides, they humble. I was humbled by them. We've got walking boots. We've got thick socks on. We've got all the right kit on, right? These guys, they can't afford that type of kit. And one of them was climbing with Crocs. Carrying all your duffel bag on their head. And what I've noticed, and I'm not here to offend anyone, is that the more you have, and the easier the life becomes, the more lazier you become, right? These guys have very little, but always smiling, always wanting to help you. And their biggest mission in their life was to get you to the peak. They will not let you go. Not let you go. And I heard phrases that, as you know, I'm going to have a tattoo done next week, right?
Yeah.
Things that they were just, it humbled me to see these people just being so kind, so happy, and all they wanted to do was get you to the top of the mountain. Bruv, I'm sure you'll talk about the final
Yeah.
climb, but they would feed you, so you just want your hands wouldn't freeze. They would give you water, so you don't take your gloves off. Lovely, humbled. I can't describe in too many words how I feel about them. If it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have made it. Yes, my group was amazing, and Sharon and Ange were amazing, but these guys played a big part in getting us to the top. Because if I had to carry that bag myself, I wouldn't have made it even 5 foot.
So, I mean, you talked about them quite a lot because you did say to me that you left all your equipment with not all, like your boots and your
walking
gloves
sticks
all
and
the walking
yeah,
stuff you left
yeah. Do you know what? I'm complaining that I'm cold, and I'm sure their body acclimatizes to everything because some of them had climbed Kilimanjaro 14 times that year or whatever craziness.
Incredible.
The year before, whatever. It's just nuts, right? And I'm not suffering from altitude sickness or what have you. But when I see people climbing with very little money, and I know the government funds them, and because it's a big tourism, a tourist attraction, and the government makes a lot of money. So these guides get a lot of government funding.
Mm-hmm.
But when they're climbing and they've got Crocs on, and I'm complaining that I'm cold and I've got 2 pairs of gloves on, 2 pairs of socks, I've layered up, and these guys have just got Crocs on or got no gloves. It upset me a little bit. So I wanted to give them things. They didn't even have walking sticks.
Mm.
I don't care whether they use it or not. If they sell it to do something else with it, that's up to them. But I gave them a lot.
Mm.
Shoes, walking sticks, gloves, hat. I can't remember. I gave a lot. So I remember coming back like, where did all that? Those hand warmers, that you click on, you put them in. I gave them away as well.
Brilliant.
All my protein bars, grenade protein bars. I want to take them.
Oh, nice. Let's go a bit more into. So it was a 6-day climb.
Yes.
All right, 6-day climb. You've talked about the resilience, the stamina, the emotion, physically pushed, right? What I really want to understand is at what point, what day did you start to, or can you describe a moment during that climb when you really felt physically or emotionally pushed to the limit, right? So describe to me that moment, and then to follow on from that is, how did you deal with it? What happened?
Mm. Do you know what? It upsets me when I think about. I'll answer that in a minute. Our guide James, the organizer James, he said that the mountain brings an emotion out of you. I'm not a crying guy.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be the final push for the summit.